Machine pencil cartography. Today I have planned to discuss the subtle effects of vegetation on navigational ability. To begin, I would like to lead with why we would bother to venture into the forested areas at all, and there are known benefits to going into the forested areas. In the summer when we have heat wave weather, and we are all coping and seething over how hot it is outside, it is common to go hide in the forest under a savanna, because the land surface temperature is known to be significantly lower in the forest than it is in the bare areas. In the winter, the forest is also an ideal place to be during a blizzard, because during a blizzard, the wind chill is often the most deadly part of the blizzard, and you can attenuate the wind chill by navigating into the forest, because the trees will slow the air down, resulting in attenuation of the wind chill, meaning that there are ergonomic effects that make you warmer in the forest. If you want an exact explanation of this, you will account for the ambient temperature and also the wind chill temperature. In the forest, you will actually experience the ambient temperature, but the air is still, meaning that you will not experience wind chill. So the trade-off between temperature management and coping with thorn bushes and densely wooded areas can sometimes be worth it, especially in extreme and punishing climates. Next, I will provide basic geographical knowledge about these different vegetation types. These vegetation classes are bares, which are clearings that have almost zero vegetation cover; vernaceous regions, which are covered in soft green plants such as ferns. They are mostly harmless plants. And finally, Shrubacious regions, which are covered in woody plants. Often any type of thorn bush is considered Shrubacious. And Shrubacious regions are known to be the most hazardous vegetation land cover type in the forest. I often refer to shrubland as ankle biter territory because shrubs orthotically align with the ankle region, and these shrubs will leave cuts and puncture wounds in your clothing and equipment. So Shrubacious land really does carry distinctive hazards along with it, and Shrubacious land should be considered when estimating how nasty an orienteering expedition might be. So this begs the question, what types of personal protective equipment can we use to protect ourselves from the hazards of Shrubacious land? The first thing that you will learn when going into the forest is that you must dress appropriately when navigating into the forest. You cannot leave your skin uncovered. This is negative and harmful. They have a particular type of clothing to wear in the forest called briar-proof clothing. This is because the shrubland is also often referred to as briar patch. Briar-proof clothing follows after the ergonomic theory of something called scarpa and escarpment, and the theory goes like this. You will wear heavier clothing in order to avoid abrasion. The thread density of your clothing will technically be rated in Denier, and this is a common concept in textiles, and having a higher Denier rating will mean having more durable clothing. It is known that wearing materials made out of cotton or silk is a bad idea in the forest, because cotton and silk are technically very low Denier and aren't very durable. One of the most common materials to wear in the forest are just basic jeans. Jeans are distinguished by having a higher Denier rating, and you can go out of your way to purchase jeans with very high Denier ratings. Wearing high Denier clothing is an effective way to cope with the lancing and puncturing effects of navigating in the forest. So, I need to teach you how to dress. You need to dress one article at a time, and these are my recommendations. For your legs, you can start with trying orienteering gaiters, which you slip over your pants, and they are high Denier and will cover your shins. This is an incredibly relevant article of clothing. You can go online and purchase a briar-proof shirt, which will be advertised as briar-proof. They usually have cotton bodies, and then the arms are specifically covered in high Denier material so that they end up being briar-proof around the arms. Alternatively, you can purchase an overcoat which has greater coverage. It's up to you. It is honestly an excellent idea to have a pair of garden gloves on you when you go into the forest, because failing to do so would deny you the use of your hands. And being able to just put your hands out onto the thorn bush and push the thorn bush to the side is an exceptionally valuable and indisposable ability in the forest. You can wear a balaclava over your head in order to have excellent coverage of your face, because as already discussed, these things have a tendency to penetrate into or leave slash wounds on the skin. I've also experimented with wearing safety glasses into the forest. This way you wouldn't catch a thorn to the eye, because this has been known to happen sometimes. I've actually caught thorns to the eye, and this is a traumatic event in the forest. Wearing safety glasses, or better yet, safety goggles, can be a positive preparation for the forest. I wanted to follow up on the concept of scarpa and high Denier clothing. Wearing scarpa is actually a very common topic in ergonomics, and I would struggle to breach this topic if it hadn't been for working it into this video. It is equally important that your shoes have good scarpa or escarpment, because eventually your clothing will get tattered and torn, and your clothing will have to be replaced. Thinking about good quality escarpment is always a good idea, and I like to keep scarpa in mind actually very often. I think about escarpment and the denier rating of my clothing often. I suggest that you think about the denier rating of your clothes, and this is an excellent takeaway from this video. As a final note, beware of ticks in the forest. The forests are a great place to catch Lyme disease. Thanks guys, this has been Machine Pencil Cartography, signing out.